What's up, everyone, and welcome to another Bitcoin market update. In these videos, you will learn how to use technical analysis to forecast price movements in your favorite cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and others, so you can make calculated entries and exits on these assets as a cryptocurrency investor. Before we get started, just a quick reminder that everything on this channel is for educational purposes only and is not intended as financial advice. All right, so Bitcoin on the monthly time frame, we are looking at a clear bull run here, folks. It's just a matter of where this run is going to lose some steam. At this point, we have appreciated rather from our low that we set here in June about 96%, so almost 100% off of that low. Very significant rise in price, and for us to break the high, the previous all-time high, we will need to go about 29% more from where we are now. That's not impossible at this point in time. It's not impossible. I mean, considering we've already risen 100%, but it's more unlikely than likely, in my opinion, due to the fact that we've already risen so much and we drew down so significantly. So because of the magnitude of this drawdown, it's more likely that we'll start to see contraction in price, where we come up, we set a lower high, we come down, we set a higher low, and then maybe we come up thereafter and break to a higher high. So I'm going to be watching this pattern to see how this breaks out, and I'm really going to be looking for the monthly candle closes. You could see last month we had a candle close, and as an investor, I'm always looking at these high time frames like the monthly and looking at the candlesticks to give me an indication as to whether I should look to take some profits or make an entry point. If it's an asset that I'm bullish on, I want to look at the candlesticks to make a potential entry. This candlestick right here was our indication to make an entry based on the fact that we were seeing declining bear volume. But if we're just looking at the candlestick alone, we also saw the longer lower wick right after this longer lower wick here, showing buying pressure anywhere below roughly 34K. So once that candle opened here, we could then buy, and we could see that that would have been a very profitable investment at this point in time. This was, coming after a significant drawdown in price, a lot of blood in the streets during this time period. So as an investor, we want to be looking for opportunities like this, where there's a significant drawdown in price that we can buy into for a subsequent rise that we believe is going to happen. So in this case, if we're an investor again, we might not be looking to buy, at this point, based on where we are in this rise in price. We're going to be looking for a monthly close, and then if that candle is very bullish, then we could look for a potential buy to then go above this high here. Otherwise, if we look to close somewhere back down around like 47K, let's say, then we're going to be looking to buy once we come down again to form a potentially higher low above this one here in June. So from a weekly perspective, once again, as an investor, I'm looking for a couple different things. I'm looking for an area to buy if I want to go long on Bitcoin, or if I am already long on Bitcoin from back here and I'm looking to sell out, I'm looking for potentially profitable points to do that. Now, if I'm an investor, I'm probably not going to sell unless I'm at a new all-time high. And the reason is because why would I sell here when, previously the value of Bitcoin was 65K? I'm losing value of about $11,000 if I sell here. So might as well wait and sell higher if I'm an investor. But from a buying standpoint, we're looking for an area to buy back. And right now at this point, we're very bullish coming off of our higher low here. And we can also look to buy into strength if we're that type of an investor and look for new highs soon. This candle is going to close in 22 minutes. Right now it's looking like it's going to close very bullish with a short upper wick and a close above this key high. If we see another candle close next week above this key high, this candlestick down here will end up being a support zone for price, and we will look for that to be our area of support if we come down again into that zone, which will be around 47K. But for right now, everything looking very bullish. If we pull up some of our trend following indicators, we can see that the Ichimoku cloud is in the most bullish position it can be in, with the cloud being green, Tenkin, a blue line, being above the red line, the Kijun, and price being above all of that. So good news for the bulls. good continuation for the Bitcoin investors there. From a super guppy perspective, here's another indicator that you can use as an investor. If you don't know how to use this indicator, check out our tutorial video, break that down for you. But this is really an indicator that will help you find good entry points for potential bull trends or bear trends. So from a bull trend standpoint, this is where these longer term EMAs, the green ones, are below the shorter term faster EMAs, these light blue ones. And the green EMAs are going to be your entry point. So you can see when we were in these green EMAs here was your buying point before this rise in price. And then we come back into it here for another potential buying opportunity here. And then here's your rise in price again. So this indicator working absolutely perfectly as an opportunity here for people to buy on the weekly time frame. From a 2-day perspective, we just ran into our previous resistance zone here from back on April 3rd. This was from where we had a bull trend here. So we had a low, high, higher low, and then a higher high. This candlestick right here is going to be our area for potential support because that's where people were selling before this drawdown, or I'm sorry, before this rise. Once we saw that, we went down, we closed below that, turning into resistance. And now we come back into it here. We get a rejection, come into it again here, another rejection, come into it a third time, and then we get a rejection. So now this is the fourth test of this. And you can see these upper wicks indicating some people taking some profits and some selling pressure here. You can see that this is a potential entry point for a short right up here at about 56.3. And that is where people have sold. And now we are down at about 54.5. So no surprise here that this level is continuing to hold as it is on a 2-day time frame, and also coming at the top of this significant run up that we just saw. People have made significant profits from buying down here on this whole way up as well. So looking good in terms of, a drawdown here to come down and form a higher low somewhere above 46,891, and then looking for potential continuation. From a super guppy perspective, the green EMAs are the buying zone. This is down here at about 47.2. And then from an Ichimoku cloud perspective, we have not flipped this on the 2-day time frame to be in the most bullish scenario. But if we go to the single day, we are in the most bullish scenario here with green cloud, Tenkin, and above the key. Well, they're actually at equal price points right now on this exchange, but the price is above those, and this will surely flip soon for the Tenkin to be slightly above the red. But usually when they're lined up like this, it's pretty much a valid signal. So we'll look for a drawdown here to form a higher low, likely in the coming days, and then likely see a higher high. So as an investor, you can use something like the trend following Ichimoku cloud indicator to get a buying opportunity on a drawdown here. Maybe, we use the horizontal resistance of this high at about 52.6, and we use that as our support, and then we look for higher prices from there. Technical analysis does not have to be more complicated than that. Using a few indicators. I primarily use these ones. Using a few indicators and understanding support and resistance can really be a tool in your tool belt as an investor that you can use in conjunction with something like fundamental analysis or on-chain analysis, and that will help you make informed investment decisions in the market. And I hope that you found this video helpful. If you like this video, give it a like down below and subscribe for future educational content around cryptocurrencies and blockchain technology. And if you haven't already, check out our Telegram channel. This is where you can connect and collaborate with people from over 15 different countries around the globe, talk about a variety of different cryptocurrency projects, areas in the DeFi space, the metaverse, NFTs, and a ton of other interesting stuff as well. We host weekly meetups over Zoom on Sundays where you can talk with a bunch of people and learn, whether it just be the basics and you just like to answer get your questions answered there, or you'd like to dive into some of these dApps and learn how you can do some yield farming or some liquidity provision, things like that. You can join that Telegram. It is free to join, and you can find that in the link in the description below. And until next time, onward and upward.